Everyone experiences loss to some degree. In some form or another, we are given the opportunity to discover an aspect of ourselves through the loss of something that we care for. It truly is an opportunity to step deeper into love. While we traverse our sliding scale of extreme emotions, it can tend to make us feel like we are out of control of the situation. But we are only out of control when we don't choose to see it for what it's teaching us and the blessings that we are receiving from the experience. The first idea to tackle here is that we never really lose anything. What we think we have lost simply has transformed into a new expression of itself, a grander expression, peering down from a higher view. It's not that something has left us, it's that we have integrated the energy of the thing. This can be a person, a place, an item, an animal. It can really be anything. We all know by now that the energy is not destroyed and that it just transforms. Energy has to move and it will always find a way to move. The experience that you have had with the thing was just so that you could integrate the lesson energetically, which is what we and all things really are. Energy vibrating at specific speeds to create its expression. When we remove ourselves from the attachment of the physical experience of it, we can see that the energetic version of it still exists all around us. Many of us can often sense it through smell, through feeling, sometimes through sight, and most times through a knowing that it is still there. It becomes a part of us, and that energy of the thing that we have lost can always be tuned into if it serves our highest purpose. Now, the second thing I want to discuss here is that when we say goodbye to one thing, it really is an opportunity for us to say hello to another. Some things must leave so that other blessings may enter. It can be really difficult to see what the blessing is when losing something. But the idea of losing something is how you truly allow yourself to look at it. Are you losing something, or is it just moving and transforming? Is it ascending into its higher expression and a new dimension of its own journey? When something exits our experience, the most healing way to understand it, as well as to feel better, is to fill in the space with something that brings you joy. Something you've always wanted to learn. People you've always wanted to spend time with. Places you've always wanted to see. It's not that you're running away from what you needed to learn, but the balance is now off-center in your reality. A hole exists, a tear in your fabric. Our daily routines get disrupted. It's important to find and develop new rituals and new routines. Instead of turning on the TV in the morning when you wake up, get your body moving for the first 10 minutes of your day. Instead of putting on the coffee pot and making breakfast right away, open the windows and breathe in fresh air and give gratitude for being alive. What works for you? We have to find new rituals and new routines. Within finding new rituals and new routines, we are also discovering new aspects of ourselves that were waiting for their turn. It's okay to develop new routines. It's okay to fill up the empty space with something that brings you joy. Get out in nature. Let yourself enjoy this process and feel it. It can be hard and it feels like we're just ignoring or deleting what we lost. But we have what we lost always with us and will always want us to experience the highest version of ourselves. And what we've lost will always be a part of that experience. The only way we can have that experience is because what we have lost was what allowed us to be right where we are. So it's okay, and just let it be okay. We enter into a co-creative experience with things that will always teach us lessons and always allow us to be able to teach others lessons. All of these contracts will be entered into as well as exited in divine orchestration. A lot of the times we don't allow this natural flow to take place, and it pulls us away from our alignment, causing grief or depression. However, if we step into the higher dimension of ourselves, we can then see that it had a specific time frame to teach us what we needed to know and what we wanted to know, and vice versa. And it is just time for that particular energy to move. The problem is we as humans attach. The attachment also brings us an attachment to its outcome. It's good to love something unconditionally, but it is another thing to be dependent on it. That experience doesn't define you, you define you. So give love and receive love, but watch the dependency on what love means to you. Now remember to always see the loss in your life from your highest self, highest version of you that you can reach up to, that will allow you to see what you are learning and what you have also taught. It's okay to find the things that make you happy to fill in the space for what no longer is physically there. But it is very important to remember that just because it's not physically there doesn't mean it's not energetically there. It will always be there with you no matter what. Energy fragments, energy splits off, energy moves. We are all entangling with energy at all times. Open your heart and let it in. During this time, a big process for myself was changing a routine. I had to change how I started my morning. And instead of opening the windows and lighting the incense and opening the doors, I also had to incorporate physical movement into my day. And that really changed how I saw everything, how my cells lit up. I also had to change morning routines from what I was doing, taking a walk, to other things and just moving things around. So as we go through some sort of loss, it's important to switch up those things so that you can learn a new lesson. Okay? This was my personal experience, and I'm trying to share through my personal experience how you too can be able to see the grander view of your experience. All right, I hope this helps some people. Go ahead and comment below. Give me some feedback, anything that works for you, or anything that you're going through. Please reach out. I am always accessible to you if you need it. All right, blessings.